Mar Loi, thank you for joining me on Handpan Voices. How has your day been today?
Amazing, actually. We have been in a big rehearsal from 10 in the morning until now.
You in the middle of your tour right now? Is that right?
How to explain this? I'm not in the tour, like I will have few months here, and we are composing. Yeah, nowadays we are composing.
You're going to Switzerland soon? Is that right?
Yeah, I went. I was this weekend, this last weekend in Switzerland,
Ah,
and but I will be back. Yeah, in June. Yeah. In May I will come
I've
back to
yeah.
the travels and the festivals. Yeah.
I seem to remember you like the mountains, right? So did you get to go into the mountains in Switzerland?
Yeah, I love the mountains. Actually, I saw some snow. I'm not used to it as I was born in Canary Islands and I live in Barcelona, close to Barcelona. I'm not
Yeah.
used to the snow, so yeah. I really love the mountains in the way I don't see it normally.
Yeah, for sure. Was it cold there or was it okay?
For me, it was extremely cold, but
Yeah.
I'm used to the 20 degrees, so less or more than 20 degrees for me is really hard, but it wasn't that cold.
Yeah. I was born in Malta. And so, I'm not Maltese, but I was born in Malta. And so, any time it gets cold, I always say, "Oh, I was born in a hot country. I don't like the cold."
Same, same.
I think I'm just a wimp. Yeah. Now, you're a special handpan player
Mm.
because you seem to play with so much emotion. And I think that's why a lot of people love the way you play, Mar. How do you channel those feelings when you play your handpan? Does it just come naturally or do you literally put yourself into a mindset? How do you emotionally attach yourself to your music?
Yeah, I think this question it's also related with my past, my old job. I was
Uh-huh.
working a lot with feelings. It wasn't that thing at the first name of the job, but I was working mainly with the feelings of the children and also their parents, feelings and emotions, and how to express it into, like movements. So
Yeah.
I think it's related because I really love to understand how we can share our feelings through our movements, or in this case, through my music. It's like a passion for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, when I play, um, I have like, I need to play the feelings that I'm going through. For me, playing is like
Yeah.
a way to feel better when life is hard, or to just have fun structuring my new ideas. So, yeah, it's the best way I can express myself. For me, it's easy because of that. And yeah, yeah, mainly.
I have a question for you from somebody else who is from another beautiful European island um, called Corsica.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lady called Emily who's a big fan of your
Mm,
style of play. And if you ever want to go to Corsica, I'm sure she would invite you, and she would love to have
I
you over
write it
there.
down.
She, yeah, she says that you seem to play with such joy and passion, and what she wants to know, and very freely. So she would like to know how much of your compositions are actually freestyle, or how are they always the same?
Yeah, I could say like 95% of the compositions that I perform are fixed, are not
Okay.
improvisation. Um, so this is a big It's a nice question because it's not the same when I'm in the process of composing something. I feel a lot about this topic or this idea, but then if I have to
Yeah,
repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, I have to also find a way to keep connected to those
yeah,
feelings that I had. And so normally I do it with the names that I put on my compositions. Normally this name is something that
uh,
reminds me to the moment or the feeling. Uh,
ah,
yeah.
okay. That's a
Yeah.
very good idea. Is that the same when you perform the songs? Do you stick to the composition when you perform, or are you a little bit more freer when you perform those compositions?
Normally performing, I perform like fixed compositions. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
Sometimes the
amazing.
improvisation is mixed. I mean, I have like a main structure, main melodies, main parts, and then
Yeah,
during the performing, some new things can happen, and this is something that makes me smile. If you see myself like performing, and I suddenly like
yeah,
start kind of laughing and enjoying, it's because something new came, and I like to feel
yeah.
how this story or this feeling is being fulfilled with new things from that moment.
I know you perform as a solo artist, but you also perform as part of a collaboration with Karama and Joy as well, don't you? So those creative experiences must be different. How are they? Do you find both rewarding, or how are they different performing live on your own and performing live with other people as a duo?
Hmm. Yeah, like even the process of composing alone and with others is completely different. For me, composing with others is like having a conversation with someone and
Uh-huh.
getting to know each other better, more than expressing or finding a way to express emotions. No, it's like, oh, what about this idea? Oh, I like it. Where it comes from? Oh, what about this? It's a conversation. And also like performing is like, I don't know, going to party with some friends in the way that you just say, so we go to this place, or we will have dinner before here, but then a lot of things can happen even if the composition are
Uh-huh.
fixed. That is my case. So it's like having fun with a friend. For me, performing with others means this. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, doing some plans alone or doing plans with friends. So for me, it's the same, playing alone or playing with others. And of course, in this point of my life and I really love sharing stage with others. Uh, Sometimes, usually more than playing alone. Also, in the terms of the music, because I really like to listen the handpan creations that I have with others
Hmm.
music and with other textures.
Now we will talk about social media a bit later on, but one uh, what I want to ask you, because you did share it really well, your performances and experiences in Goa in India at the Vivaan Handpan and World Music Festival. Talk about playing with other people on stage with other instruments. I mean, some of those instruments to me sounded amazing, like that lovely Indian violin player. It's probably not called a violin in India. You have to tell me what that's called. Tell me a bit more about your experiences in the Vivaan Festival playing with all those Indian percussionists and musicians.
That was crazy. That was
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe when I was on stage with all those amazing artists. They are really well known in India. I mean, for example, Nandini, the woman that was playing the violin, she comes from a
Yeah,
family where everybody played uh, and plays violin in a classical Indian background. So for me, it was like,
yeah,
what is this? And I mean, the organizer of Vivaan, he was calling me few months and some
yeah,
months ago, like, we have to prepare a grand finale. The grand finale will be with the Indian musicians and you. And I was like, what is this guy talking about? What can we do there? We come from completely different
yeah.
worlds of understanding music. But then, in fact, we just met in one of the rooms of the festival to make some rehearsal to prepare something. And I proposed like some of my compositions to the group and with the violinist, and she started, like talking in her language, and I was like in her musical
Right.
language, like, now we can do this and this. And I was
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about? So she started like explaining me in terms of like, yeah, now we do taka taka tum tiki tiki tum tiki, and we really understood it,
yeah.
and we created something together that it was like a long composition, 10 minutes composition. And then everything was so amazing, like the experience of bringing some of my compositions with the arrangements with Indian classic music was like a dream came true.
Amazing.
And then, yeah, all the percussionists also joined. And yeah, I couldn't believe I was in India, because actually India was the first. I was living in India 9 years ago when I
Right.
first played like the mini handpan, the happy, and I played there, and I decided there that I wanted to play handpan. So when I came back from India, I bought my
Right.
first handpan. Um, so first experience with handpan, like strong experience, was in India. So, and playing in India with the Indian musicians was like a dream,
Yeah.
a
It
completely
looked
big
amazing.
dream
It
came
looked
true.
it looked amazing, Mar. It looked amazing. Have you did you make any plans to try and record with them on a future album maybe? That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would love. Actually, we proposed to the organizer, to Deepak, next year to repeat in the Vivaan festival and to have like a one night woman, Indian and Handpan music mix. Let's see if it happens.
Amazing. It was amazing to watch. Now you
Thank you.
just mentioned it there. You first you decided you were going to play the handpan, and you started busking, didn't you? That's how you started. You started busking. You didn't just go straight to performing. You started busking. Uh, what was that like? Because I don't know if you know. I'm quite a big member of Master the Handpan. I'm a moderator on that site, and this month we are talking a lot about busking and performing outside in the street. So what was your first experience of busking like? Because you didn't have a musical background, did you? Tell me your first experiences with busking. Where did you do it? How did it feel?
It was funny. I stayed like almost 2 hours in front of the point that I decided here I will play. So I was in the streets of Barcelona, and I say, oh, here is a good place. And I was 2 hours trying to sit down, like calling my friends, sweating, like getting super
Oh right,
nervous. And in front of the place, like,
yeah,
yeah, I have to go there. And then I call some friend, can you come here, please? And yeah. And after 2 hours, I found the courage to sit down, and I started playing. And at the beginning, I was sweating a lot and so, so, so nervous. But then I did like this, and I saw people reactions. And I
yeah,
thought, wow, this is an amazing way to practice and to understand what do what they like. in terms of music because I was, yeah, like checking if they, wow, smile or they just blah, 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 blah.
How long had you been playing the handpan for before you started busking?
Maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a way to practice also. And also
Yeah.
as I mean, I decided to quit my jobs because I wanted to play
Uh-huh.
handpan. So I also had the question like where I'm gonna have the money now from. And also after this moment playing, I thought, okay, so for now I can see this as my job. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was for maybe 1 year since the pandemic arrived.
And now you're a worldwide known player. You have courses online. You do your own retreats. You have an amazing course on Master the Handpan. I've done your course. It's
Mhm.
my favourite course on there. I'm not saying that because I'm talking to
Wow,
you. It is the one that I love
thank you.
the most. Practicing pata flam and doing all the rolls and all that sort of stuff. I love all that. So thank you very much for doing that.
You're welcome. Thank
If you were, I'm sure you get asked this a lot, Mar, but if you had one piece of advice for somebody who is just starting out on the handpan, what would your advice be to them?
you. Like to someone that starts playing.
Yeah, they've watched one of your videos. They love the idea of getting a handpan. They get their handpan, they order it, or they get it from Manic Handpans, right? They get it, they get it from Manic, and then they delivered. What should they do? Or what shouldn't they do?
So I think the first thing that I would tell to them is spend time with your handpan, like explore, mm, try to challenge yourself from simple ideas and developing it. Yeah, I would say that. Um, what not to do, it's like thinking that all your learning will come from others teaching.
Okay, that's good. That's interesting. So you saying, how did you learn? Is that how you learned? Did you learn a little bit from other people, but you learnt yourself while busking and finding your own sound? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I found it really comfortable to explore by myself.
Yeah.
I was like super creative at that moment, and yeah. Mm. And of course, I also did one course with Javier Prieto. He's a handpan player that makes the flamenco. He's from Spain,
Nice.
and I did 1 day
Uh-huh.
course, and then he, after this course, he invited me that night to play during his performance, and I was like, "What?" But he told me, "You have to get used to the stage because you will do it a lot." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like 2 months playing, 2 months. Anyway, so
Wow.
and then I also did a weekend course with Sam and Jagon in their house, Archer and Trip. That
Yeah.
was my beginning. And mainly I was like, watching a lot of videos and also playing with a lot of friends that we started at the same time playing handpan on that moment. So yeah.
Yeah. All you teachers seem to be one big handpan family. Actually, you all seem to get on very well. It's lovely to see you all
Mm.
when you get together at certain festivals. So you play at festivals, but you also, I alluded to it earlier, you also run your own retreats as well, which I would love to go to. I would love
Cool, nice to have you
to
there.
yeah, it would I would love to do that. Mar. I will be doing that one day. I will make it happen. Tell the people who are listening and watching maybe what people would get from coming to one of your retreats? You know, what makes them special, do you think? Because I'm sure they are.
Yeah, and I love this question because I just came back from one intense retreat a few days ago, and I
Uh-huh.
have really fresh what people share with us at the end. And I remember one of the woman that was there, she was saying, this weekend I felt again as the child that just play with no judgment, as the teenager
Yeah.
that have fun, and as the adult that keeps connected with the creativity, with the exploration. And I was like, wow, feeling so great to listen that, because for me on my retreats, the first thing that I do, the first day, the first minute, is to invite them to reconnect with their child, so we can start from this point of um, yeah, like, who are you when you play, what do you want to explore, you know
Where do you do your retreats? Do you do them in different places, or do you always do them in the same location?
in the retreat that we have been doing 4 editions in Switzerland. We do it, the last 3 editions we do it in the same house. Well, the 4 editions have been doing in Geneva, in Valais, in the mountains. And this is happening because
Nice.
Ivan, that is with who I organize it, he wrote me like 4 or 5 days, 4 or 5 years ago, through Instagram, like, do you want to come here and organize retreats? And I'm saying that because a lot of people is asking me, like, why you are not organizing retreats in your place?
Yeah.
Because it's actually something that I didn't plan to do. I just say, yes, why not? Let's try. And then it was such a great experience that we are still doing it. But he's helping me a lot with organization. So this is why we are
Yeah.
doing it there. But in the future, I really want to organize retreats here in my place. And
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
we will have, yeah, I
Somewhere
will love that. Yeah.
somewhere warm.
Yes,
Not cold.
absolutely. And then we have in October, we have yoga and handpan retreat in Germany also. It's gonna be the first retreat in Germany, if I'm not wrong.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm really interested to talk to you about yoga and handpan together
Uh-huh.
because I've played as a fairly new player at yoga
Uh-huh.
classes. Yoga nidra, when the movement is a lot slower, they stay in position for a lot longer. Tell me your thoughts about playing the handpan at yoga classes, because some yoga teachers would suggest that you need silence, you need quiet, and others are very different. So, what's your experience in playing with or for yoga classes?
So for me, it's again as a conversation between the teacher, the yoga teacher, and the music. In the terms of when they
Right.
are really like talking or explaining something, like, yeah, some
Yeah.
explanation that is big. So the music has to be in the second, it has to be
Yeah.
low. So, but if you really listen and you really like focus all your attention on the teacher intentions, you can
Yeah.
understand during the lesson when is the teacher going to talk more and when is the teacher going to talk less. So
Yeah.
giving the music like with this movement is something that really works. And yeah, and in the terms of dynamic also, you can play a lot with the dynamic. No, when they are talking, you just go
Yeah.
down and then. And also, if you
Yeah.
do this, the teacher will feel it also, and you will start like, yeah, this conversation that makes both sounds work well together.
Yeah. That's so great that you're doing that. I thought, yeah, it's so good. I've always thought it's a good idea. It works really well, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, you're also involved in the Singading Gathering. What's that? Because I've never heard of it before until you told me about it. What is that, and where is that?
Well, the Singading is the Barcelona Handpan Gathering or festival.
Ah, right.
And
Nice.
yeah, we are almost, I think this year we will go with the 10th edition.
Wow.
I'm being part of the organization since the last 5 years, something like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's in a really beautiful area. Everybody talks about the venue because there are a lot of beds. The food is always ready. We eat all together, and it's a really beautiful place in the middle of the nature and the vibes. It's super nice. We do like the festival in September.
Uh huh.
We try to keep the 100 people as maximum, and then we
Ooh.
have the
Okay.
small gathering that is half attendance. We are like 60, and this is for us
Uh
to
huh.
keep the familiar vibes of a gathering, and it's called spring gathering.
Now we've talked a lot about performing, gatherings, festivals, but these days you also need to perform and share your content online in this world of social media, which is a strange world that we all
Absolutely.
live in. Here we are, probably speaking with each other because of social media. No other way.
Mm.
But how do you deal with social media? How do you feel about it? And have you got on with sharing your music and your content online?
Yeah, this is a difficult part of my job. I have to say, I have to be
Yeah,
honest. Um,
yeah,
I've been always like, I wasn't that kind of person that was really interested on WhatsApp when it appeared or in Instagram, or I was like, no, I just want to have calls with everybody. Actually,
yeah,
nowadays I'm still like thinking on having like my personal phone just with calls because I really
yeah,
feel it disconnects me from the real life. But then in another way, it's been like social has been the biggest tool for me to to be on the scene, on the handpan scene, on the music scene. It has
yeah,
connected me a lot with people, and I'm really grateful about that. But
yeah,
yeah, as I have these two feelings, I have to really keep the balance in my daily life. And yeah, I have some
yeah,
moments, some periods where I dedicate a lot of time, and some periods that I just like don't have the social in my phone and and I disconnect.
yeah,
Yeah. And I try to find a way to, to express myself as I am in my real life in the terms of, the content that I share, the words that I use, and yeah, and also in the time that I give to the social. Yeah.
Speaking about words that you share on social, one of those words I thought you did very well is the word of gratitude.
Mm.
And you shared a series of videos on your YouTube channel called Gratitude.
Hmm.
So that's a good idea, isn't it? To have a theme and something that you feel strongly about. Why is that important to you? Why is gratitude important to you,
Hmm.
Ma?
I started like 1 year ago practicing some Buddhist, doing some Buddhist practice, and I
Uh huh.
was learning from some Buddhist people, and they were talking about the gratitude, like how feeling grateful about everything that we have, it helps, it change completely your vibe. So, like, yeah, how you
Yeah.
feel. And sometimes, usually now I do meditation every morning. And the thing that I find it helps me the most is the gratitude in terms of, okay, let's focus on doing a big smile while I'm aware about what I have, and I say thank you. I'm grateful because I have a house. I'm grateful because I have a body. I'm grateful because I do what I want in my job. And like keeping like 10 minutes feeling the gratitude and smiling. When you finish, you just go outside and everything changed inside, and
Yeah.
how you, yeah, how you are in life. So for me, it's really powerful, really, really powerful to focus on, yeah, being grateful about what we have. And yeah.
And just like getting better on the handpan, you have to practice gratitude. You have to practice being positive, don't you? Because the human default is to be negative. And we have that because we are designed to be wary of what's going on around us. Is that going to kill us? Is that going to jump out? And we need to, that default is there to save our life from thousands of years ago, right? When we were
Hmm.
chased and
Yeah,
attacked. But we don't
yeah.
have that anymore. But we need to practice being positive and being grateful. I've just started doing meditation. I've meditated for the last 30 days in a row, and yeah, I'm finding it.
Mm-hmm.
I do guided meditation. So
Mm-hmm.
when you do your meditation, Mar, how you just spoke about the smiling and the things that you are grateful for. Do you do it in silence and focus on a topic, or do you have a guided meditation?
I mix. At the beginning, I started with guided, where they were using a
Uh-huh.
lot the feeling, bringing someone that is easy for you to feel love uh, for him or
Uh-huh.
for her, and feeling the
Yeah.
love and the smile and the great being grateful. So now I took like few things from this guided meditation, and I practice it by my own in silence. Yeah. When I have a really hard day, I just do a
Yeah.
guided. Yeah.
What's something you've learned about yourself through music that you didn't expect or you didn't know about before?
Mm. I really discovered, and I'm still going through um, the fact that I am vulnerable, my vulnerability,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the terms of I thought I could do everything in my life alone, and I have to, and I don't need help, and I'm not weak, I'm not
Yeah.
sad, And
Hmm.
with the handpan, I'm yeah, I'm creating music from my sadness. I'm asking for help and saying I
Yeah.
can't do this alone. So for me, the music has, yeah, it gives me a gift, a big gift that is showing a way to be vulnerable. Mm.
That's a really lovely answer, Maya. And
Mm.
it's really important, I think. I am, I have to be careful how I say this. I prefer female handpan players because of that vulnerability, because of the soft touch. But I know some female handpan players don't want to be called female handpan players. You're just a handpan player, and I understand that. But I'm drawn to your playing, Change of Colours, Amy Naylor, the more softer, gentle, vulnerable playing. To me, it's much more appealing. And so, yeah, thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, I could
Is
say,
there?
yeah,
Um,
I could say about this. Sorry, I just want to add one thing.
sure.
It would be, I mean, it's like I really hope to see how male handpan players show more their vulnerability because they are also vulnerable. They have also a soft part,
Yeah.
and yeah, I would really love to see that this top like playing soft or vulnerable or gentle. It's something that we in general do, not female or male, because all of us we have
Yes. Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I take that on board. People like Alex. Alex is very vulnerable.
Yeah,
I think I'm very interested. Yeah. When you two play together, that
yeah,
song that you did on YouTube, Nebula, amazing.
yeah,
And that was a freestyle, right?
yeah,
Really lovely.
yeah. Thank you.
Really, really lovely.
Yeah, really enjoy it.
I really
Playing with
enjoyed.
him is super nice because of that, because he's really connected, yeah, with the listening. Yeah.
And I can't not talk to you about Kabecao, can I? He plays with so much fun, so much joy. He wants to share his joy in the room when he plays, it seems to me.
Yeah,
I've never met him, I don't know him, but it's infectious, right?
it's
Uh,
like that.
you've known him a few years now, Mar, haven't you? And you've become quite good friends with him, I would think. You play fairly similar. What's your relationship like with Cabasao, and how would you describe him as a player?
Yeah, I'm really, I think same than you. It's like he arrives every place, even if he's not playing, and he wants to share his joy with everybody. And he invites you to reconnect with this just joy and joy and joy, playing and talking and just walking. So I really think the same. He has a lot of uh, big energy and high energy, um,
Uh-huh.
to share his joy, and yeah. So Cabe for me, I mean, he was my biggest inspiration at the beginning, and when we met each other the first festivals, we looked to each other like, wow, are we brothers, brother and sister, or what is happening here?
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, and then we spent some time there in Portugal in his place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like now we are sister and brother. Yeah, we are really close.
So nice.
Yeah, sister and brother.
Is there this is the final question, because I know you're a busy lady. Has there been a moment in your musical journey that still feels special to you now as it did when it first happened? Is there one moment you can think of? Do you think, wow, yeah, that touched me here?
You know, I'm,
It's a hard one.
yeah, and it's really close, the one that I choose in the time. I mean, I mentioned you how important was for me playing in India. Um,
Yeah.
because last time that I was in India, I wasn't playing handpan, but I was living there 1 year. Everything started there, and playing
Yeah.
in India for me is one of the highlights, yeah, of my journey, of my musical journey. And actually, the guy that gave me the first mini handpan that I explored 9 years ago, he just came when I finished the concert in India. He
Wow.
just came to the stage and he asked me, "Do you remember me?" And I was like, "Oh, of
Yeah.
course." And he was like, How I can't understand, how are you playing like this? Like you were a completely different
Oh,
girl when I gave you the handpan." So for me, it was, like a life
yeah. Full
circle
circle. Full
closed and
circle. Yeah.
open at the same time. So yeah, I'm still feeling it. Boop, 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 here.
Yeah. 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 Well, that is a lovely place to end our discussion, Mar Loi, and I do hope I get to see you and meet you and hear you play in real life and not just over social media one day. So thank you so much for joining me
Mm.
on Handpan Voices today.
Thank you, Phil. It was a real pleasure.